I'm going to demonstrate the shell exercise here. I've got a violin here. You can do this on a violin or viola. You can do it on all four of your strings. It's good to do on all of your strings because the hand frame extension is going to feel different on each. Especially tricky on a C string on a viola, a really big stretch there. The goal of the shell exercise is to get your hand used to both whole step intervals in all of your fingers, as well as half step intervals in all of your fingers. I'm going to start on my A string here with my fourth finger on an E here, and that is going to be our anchoring point. Violinists, you can check this against your open E. And you're going to use that as your anchoring point. All half steps here, so you've done an E, D sharp, D with a second finger, and then a C sharp. You can think in flats as well. You can do E, E flat, D, D flat as well. Either one works. As you go down, you're going to play as follows. You're going to walk down that scale pattern. And then every time you complete a circulation, move one finger back. In this case, you're going to move your pointer finger a whole step back. So now you have E, E flat, D, C natural, and you go back up. D, E flat, E, and then you keep going. You're going to move your middle finger back next. E, E flat, D flat, C, D flat, E flat, E, then pointer finger moves back. All the while you do this, your fingers are never more than a whole step apart from each other. E, E flat, D flat, C flat, or B. And then at this point, you can't move your pointer finger or middle finger back without breaking that whole step pattern. So now your ring finger moves back. You got E, D, C sharp, B, E, C sharp, D, E. And this is our normal, pretty standard hand position here for most of our playing on the violin and viola. And then you move your middle finger back. And then finally, that pointer finger back, so that way there's whole steps between every single one of your fingers. If you're doing it well, all of your fingers should be curved. Notice the hand frame here is not straight, but bent. If your hand is straight here, as you're probably used to playing, your pinky is going to have the hardest time maintaining that accurate curve that we're looking for. But rather, we want that wrist bent backwards. Notice how my wrist is kind of locked in that semi-pizza delivery direction. Once your instrument goes up on your shoulder, that wrist is going to be straighter. What we're trying to avoid is that kind of outward bend that we're probably more used to seeing to overcorrect for that flat wrist. There's a nice middle ground in between where your hand is curved there. Your pointer finger is probably more flared backwards. There's almost like a extension, that kind of like hand shape to reach the far reaches of your instrument there. So again, that finger pattern, we're using that E as your anchor point here. Pointer finger moves back for the first set. Middle finger. Pointer finger again. Making sure that all your fingers, especially your pinky, are curved all while you do this. Ring finger is next. Middle finger. And finally, the low one. One other thing to watch out for while you do this exercise is when you lift your pinky or your ring finger, especially when you start getting to these extended hand positions, that your hand doesn't collapse as soon as you do so. We're trying to build a hand frame that's stable here, rather than when you lift that pinky and your hand drops and collapses as a result of it. Same thing with your ring finger. Your hand might have a tendency to collapse more. If you collapse, a lot of people tend to rebuild as they go up again, and your hand's moving back and forth the whole time. You want to lift the finger while maintaining the stretch and the shape of your hand. Happy practicing.